Hey, what's up, everybody? What's going on? It's Black Man Event TV, brought to you in part by IntellectualRadio.com. Thank you for joining us tonight. This is our third episode, January 4th, 2018. Happy New Year.
I know, right? 2018.
2018, we flying through this.
Yeah, Trump will be...
You say that out loud. Oh, you talking about out of the office? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you knew about the plan. No. Introductions. To the left of me, we got.
Start all right.
You have a good week, man.
It's been a trying week. Working on my temper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In 2018, it's still going, huh?
Somebody told me, I thought you were a gentle giant. I was like, what?
I never.
Yeah, I never.
That's what's up. Also to the left of me, we have Quest07. What's going on, man?
What's going on, man?
Chilling this week, man.
Yeah, trying to, stay warm.
Yeah.
Dealing with this Arctic weather we having right now.
It's been a doozy.
See, I was keeping my feet warm earlier this week.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah.
But you had them on fire? What is the secret?
Yeah. You ain't see what I posted?
No, I didn't see it.
I had a torch on them.
Oh, yeah. I was like, it can't be nothing else but fire.
Yeah, it
work in this
fire.
situation. Like, we've
fire.
been dealing with below 4 degrees.
Yeah, that's serious. Yeah, -5.
I know some people in Florida that was like, oh my God, it's freezing. It's 40 degrees.
Yeah.
I'm like, I promise you're not freezing.
Same thing they said when it started snowing in Houston.
Yeah, but you know what? They are not to this weather that we still haven't got used to. Are you? I'm not used to this bone chilling to the bone.
I mean, especially when it's a combination of cold and snow.
But like when Atlanta shut down, I don't know if it was like 2 years ago or this year.
Every year.
I mean, yeah, but they get 1 inch of snow and it's like shut the town down. People dying.
But the temperature drop a lot. Like I be laughing, like, cause there's always something funny. Oh, somebody riding on some 90-inch rims in Atlanta trying to get down the street on some ice.
Not gonna work.
Not
we
gonna
already
happen.
tried it.
We already
tried it. So tonight we have a very special show. It's a very BMV show. Everybody out there that knows us just did an evil laugh. Our shows, what we try to do is be thought provocative. And we try to bring out the truth. And we encourage you, the listeners, to challenge us. If you think that we're saying something wrong, call in. You can call in tonight at 708-223-53. Also, we encourage you to follow us throughout the week on Twitter at BlackMenVent, and also like the Facebook page, because I noticed that a lot of things that we're going to be talking about on the show are things that we post throughout the week. And speaking about that, we have a meme that was requested from back in the day that we did that was very significant, and we're going to get deep into that tonight. But first, tonight in the news. Right.
Oh, on time.
Boom. World Health Organization. Who?
I have no clue.
No, that's the WHO.
Yeah.
That's World Health Organization.
No, I saw that part. But.
Okay. Who? He's serious. The Public Health Division of the United Nations has released its newest list of classes of diseases. The brand new one is the gaming disorder.
What?
And
funny.
the symptoms of said disease. It's a disease now. Wow. Man's hobby is a disease.
So can I get a weed script for it?
Hey,
they give you a weed script for everything.
Man, I heard a commercial. I heard a weed commercial this morning. Yes, on the white radio. I listened to the soft rock radio in the morning, 94.7 WLS.
Who put you on?
Me, I put me on. Get out of here. Studio. But anyway, yeah, I heard a commercial this morning. It was like, man, you can get a script for anything. Dude was like, man, fibromyalgia, chronic Dude was like, HIV. Like, he said that shit proud as hell, dog. HIV, I'm smoking now. So,
and they are serious with this?
Yeah, dude, it's taking over, dog.
I'm seriously trying to get one for my migraine.
About what I'm reading here.
Oh yeah. Oh
Disorder.
we rambling on, but this is serious. So the symptoms include impaired control over gaming, the frequency, the intensity, the duration of which you game, and how well you can terminate your gaming session in the context in which you game is all a disorder now. Okay. The increasing priority given to gaming to the extent that gaming takes precedence over the life activities.
So what does Microsoft, Sony?
This just came out today.
Okay.
So they haven't had a chance to respond.
So I'm trying to figure out what does this have to do with everyday normal activity, because you can say this about everything that you do on Earth.
My question, exactly. Yeah. How do you differentiate gaming from?
Yes.
They're one and the same.
I want to say, looking at all of these symptoms, impaired control, gaming takes precedence over other life interests to the point where the escalation can have a negative effect on your life. I was like, where was the World Health Organization when women started shopping?
Okay.
Because they have all of these prefaces too, like, yo, you'll charge that card up, and that's a negative. Saying it, you'll do it when you're not supposed to do it.
It seems like me is another task made for men. You know, men, they have 50 million tasks for men, but nobody else. To not do what they want to do, to leave themselves open to do something for somebody else. That's all it sounds like to me.
Yeah, I want to see the panel of the World Health Organization.
That's what I was going to say. Who oversees?
I'm pretty sure it's a woman somewhere.
Yeah, because women in general, they think that when we game, we're wasting time.
It's a like type of adolescent thing to them for some strange apparent reason. But I get into that conversation with women all the time, and I always ask them, "What do you do?" And crickets. They can't answer it. The majority of women, everybody in this room know them. Not a lot of them that take care of their house, so they ain't cooking and cleaning. You come in the house and you see a Timberland boot print in the carpet,
been there.
It's been there for a while. Yeah, see what I'm saying?
I mean,
I don't know what they do.
Yeah, this being legit, man, they could face a lot of backlash from this, even possible suits.
I wish somebody really would. I'm sick of the LBG, the gay community. You if you breathe wrong in their direction, they on the phone with an attorney or something.
It feels like another one of our spaces is being invaded,
right?
And told that any type of masculinity nowadays is being outlawed,
right?
And this is just another facet of that. Out of this, who are you to tell me that my hobby is a disorder? I'm not hurting anybody. Like, I game daily, and it's some I like to do it. I've been doing it since I was a kid. It's something that really challenges my mind, and it's fun. Okay, I get together with my buddies online, and we have fun. We crack jokes, we drink, we have a great time. Now you're telling me that I'm sick. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, this is clearly back on the males spectrum of male dominated, and because I'm looking at what they call the symptoms. You could replace gaming with anything. I mean,
anybody's hobby or whatever they like to do.
Yeah,
I mean, cell phone.
Yeah, I mean, say that to any game designer or successful game programmer. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, these point children who spent a lot of time gaming. They made a career out of it. You know what I mean? So say that to them. Whenever you're perfecting your craft at anything, it's going to be a lot of sacrifices. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be what other people may or may not consider negatives, because you're going to spend a lot of time perfecting your craft. So traction.
So how you could, basically looking at this, you can apply this to anything.
Yeah.
Like if you look at workaholics, women who put their career above everything.
Mm-hmm.
Bango.
Yeah.
They will put their career before their personal
Family.
life, their family, their children. It's not a disorder or not.
So.
She doesn't need medicine now.
And
we don't know.
And I challenge.
Anything that anybody likes now is a disorder now.
And I challenge everybody that feels that, because it chaps my hide. Everybody that feels gaming is some type of child's toy or some adolescent type of ordeal. I challenge anybody that feels that way and see. I guarantee you put it down.
But no, you're gonna have to give them instructions on how to.
Yeah, they still won't get it. They still won't get it.
On what to do,
they still won't get it. Their neurons won't fire even properly right there.
Yeah, but I think that it's not even about. It's about the fact that the game can take away attention from women.
Right.
They think that the Xbox or the PlayStation is better than them, and they have some things that they rather you do than gaming for them. And that's it, period, point blank, man. And now they got on the World Health Organization board, and they was like, yeah.
I guarantee you somebody gonna run with this.
So they're gonna be in divorce court like he has the gaming disorder. The doctor's gonna say he's playing Madden, he's in the tournament and all that. Yeah, he's gone, Your Honor. He's gone. Dismissed.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Hey man, y'all, we cannot afford to keep our ceiling is getting lower and lower and lower. And we just keep laying down and giving them things and they just keep going to the top. So I don't know. They took Star Wars from us, man. Took this, they took Ghostbusters from us, man. And they was talking about taking something else. Kick-Ass. Y'all remember that movie? Mm-hmm. Female,
right?
They already got the arena football for the women with the in the bikinis and all that.
The lingerie football. Yeah. Let's keep that. Anyway, moving on, man. Black actor Michael B. Jordan is under fire. Twitter is on fire. Matter of fact, they call it Black Twitter right now. I guess it just is there a different? Am I on the wrong Twitter? Is there like Twitter Black Planet or something like that? But he's under fire because he is one of the stars of the upcoming Marvel movie Black Panther. All right, and
I was waiting on it.
In charge are black women, and they say because he's dating a white woman now named Ashley. Now he was under fire before in 2015 because I think he was dating Kylie Jenner.
Was he?
If I have my facts straight, feel free to correct us, but I don't keep up with this bull. Anyway, I'm
glad he got out of there.
Here's the reason why we're talking about it. I saw a meme that one of them posted that said, if we aren't good enough for you, then we're not going to support you. My thing was like, I don't know. I'll let you guys speak on that first.
I heard some little black backlash. Well, people were praising it at first when I heard it. They were like, the cast is predominantly black. It's only a couple white folks in the movie, and I know,
but it's cool. Black Panther, cool. It's set in Africa. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, but people going about it the wrong way. You can't be trying to be racist or trying to support it. Just support it. It's a million black people, and okay, good, okay, fine, whatever. I'm just not like that. Good people are good people, bad people are bad people, and that's how I see things. Mm-hmm. But leader, I don't understand this hidden battle with and white women. I want y'all to understand it's a subconscious thing that somebody has put in your brain to make you believe this battle has been going on, because black women don't say nothing about Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Venezuelans, Muslims, Polacks. They don't say Asian. They don't say nothing about them. They go straight to the white woman, and they just don't. What? Mm-hmm. So what? Did they been go along with him? They've been killing him all week. because he had married a white woman and they got a divorce for whatever reason, and now he's homeless or something like that. And they were like, yeah, see what happens when you marry a white woman? I'm like, do you see what happens when you black woman? You got child support on you, your license gets taken away. That means you can't get to work. That means you go to jail. That means you can't see your children. They don't care.
Nah,
it's all about the check. It's all about the check.
Yep. I don't know. I mean, you bring up some valid points, and to kind of piggyback on that, white women really don't care about the narrative of black women at all.
Yeah,
they're not even thinking about them.
No.
You know what I mean? So in a way, it's like a compliment when black women mention them, because it's like they're basically insinuating that white women set the standard as far as what's acceptable, what's not.
Deep.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of like when you mention basketball, you mention Michael Jordan. Compared to Michael Jordan, that name always comes up because Jordan set the standard as far as what excellence is. So when you look at black women, they always mention white women. That's pretty much what they're insinuating. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure white women feel that way, but white women don't combat them. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about what the narrative of black women are. But it's funny that Halle Berry never gets backlash from black women. She comes out with a movie, whatever.
How about what's the big tennis lady?
Serena Williams.
I forgot all about that.
Had a baby, no backlash,
nothing.
Because
tumbleweeds.
I don't care.
So
they still supported her.
Right. So again, it highlights black women really hate black men. You know what I mean? Beyond what they're saying, what they exemplify majority of the time is.
So how do you connect that? How much by being jealous of white women they hate black men?
I mean, just the lack of support.
To the left,
that they boldly promote. And they don't sugarcoat it at all. You know what I mean? Like they come out and say exactly how they feel about us. I mean, even if he wasn't dating a white lady or whatever, even if he came out and just told the truth, they would still hate him.
They just they just killed Tyrese for dating a mixed lady. She's not right. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So, like, wow, why are they coming after these people like that? Well, what I wanted to say about it is this whole narrative of this thing is false. I would love to believe it, that we love each other, we support each other, but it's just not the case.
Nah.
And coming up as a not cool guy, okay, as a nerd, as one that was in my books and stuff like that, didn't really get the cool girls until I got older, successful. They always ask, why does successful man always get them a white woman or something like that? Because we remember when we weren't your type.
Yeah, because
now
being responsible ain't cool.
Yeah, being responsible. Remember when the little thug, remember you too nice. Remember that? Remember you too good for me. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember all of that? We remember that. Okay. So when we were trying to be the best man that we ever could be, we weren't rewarded for it. You rewarded the wrong guys for it. And we didn't have nowhere to go. So we had to get in where we fit in. I remember being teased about how proper I talked. I grew up in the suburbs. My parents were upper middle class, and I felt it was real hard for me to fit in with the ghetto crowd or the people that's trying to act ghetto and be cool. So the women there, we really didn't click. But I know that women that valued good men, it was other women. And we're not just going to go to white women. It was Latinas, Asians, Eastern.
It don't matter. Anybody
else.
Good family values.
Yeah, and we're gonna get into that. This is what today's show is about. And a lot of pro-blackers and all of that, they like black love and this and that, but it's not true, because if it was true, then we would be married all of
would've
us,
been married a long time ago.
black women are over 70% single. 80% of black children come from single parent homes. There's no black love. You talk more about your career. You talk about how you don't need us more than anything. Wonder why you're alone.
But
Okay? This is why. And you wonder why they're getting your good guys because they grew up valuing family and respecting men in their place in the family.
Yeah, they appreciate, man.
They appreciate. I like being appreciated for what I do. I strive very hard to be a good guy. A beautiful woman say, "Hey, you're awesome. I'm going over there. If it's not over here, I'm going over there to get it."
Yeah, I mean, it's real simple, man, to to peg them because again, it goes back to that hypocrisy factor. Whenever you have someone that will look you in the eye and tell you that they would not do for you what they expect you to do for them, they have a problem.
Yeah.
It's really, really, really simple.
And they don't see it
And
neither.
yeah, and the main issue is black women will tell you proudly they do not never approach you. They'll never do anything to get at you or whatever the case may be. So with that being said, how can you even trust this person on a friendship level? You know what I mean? So case closed.
They deem what you know, they'll never do it. They know it's rejection and all of that type of stuff. You're not worth it.
And they say it's because of the rejection part that they don't do it, which is a bunch of hoopla. That's not why they do it. Somebody has told them men are supposed to do. And I've been battling on social media all week. People have been calling me a white supremacist and all type of stuff. I've been battling
man.
On these type of topics because it don't have nothing to do with any of that. I got who treats who right. I don't understand why black women can't see that.
Very simple.
It ain't got nothing to do. Oh, white women are easy to run over. It ain't got nothing to do with that because white women ain't easy to run over.
Is that
why would you want to run over somebody? And why do you think men are trying to run you over?
How would they know? They don't date women as men.
And that's the other thing.
Right.
So again, if you take someone who talks like this serious, you allow them to insult your intelligence.
Yep.
But and that's just where I'm at with it. You know what I mean? Because the fact that they believe that their opinion is credible when they're admitting to you that they do nothing to benefit themselves. You know what I mean? When it comes to the whole man-woman deal, everybody wants someone. You know what I mean? So for them to say, well, come of this opportunity, if I did do it, if I did approach him, he could end up being a best friend, a husband, who knows? But I'm still going to disregard that, and I'm still just going to do what I've been doing, although it's proven to not be successful. They're mentally ill, you know what I mean? But the fact that they don't do it, it's like, okay, cool, but credible. There's nothing that they can say that's worthy of heeding, you know what I mean? Because it's like, if you want to do this for yourself, then what do you got nothing to complain about? It highlights the fact that they just don't care, which is fine. But what's really unfair is the fact that they've chosen to have children. You know what I mean? Which to me is just a joke at that point, because the biggest decision you can make in life is having someone's child. And you would think approaching a man would be a walk in the park at that point.
Right.
You know what I mean? Compared to deciding to have someone's, it's like, man, you have a man's baby, but you want to approach him? Where's the logic in this? You know what I'm saying? Like,
no logic.
What's wrong with saying, hey, how you doing? I think you're an attractive person. Can we talk? Whatever the case. I don't know. It's just really ways to even this show, even talking about it. These type of women, fellas, should just completely be excluded altogether, because when someone can openly tell you that they would never even take initiative to just be cordial, you can't be shocked about whatever else happens after that.
And that's what I've been telling the brothers on Facebook and on social media. The brethren, listen here. I see posts every day about how crazy and what they are upset about now. Nobody cares. Man. Nobody intelligent cares anymore. Remember when we used to care? We was like, no, you got to start liking the good guys, black woman. And they was like, you man, cause you can't get no ass. He was like, come on, no, it's not logical. They was like, we don't care. This is how we rolling. It's done. You know what I'm saying? So, just got to move on, man. What we doing now, is in identifying where the getting a little feedback here, where the messed up people are, you know what I'm saying, and or the women who have disorders or are hypocrites. Oh man, I'm not saying this is privy just to black women. Any women that's acting like this, they have a problem, man. Stay away from them. Okay, so let's move on. All right, this today's show, and we're gonna be going over a little bit. All right, because this is very deep. Is we'll be discussing the differences between black women and the KKK, or racist white people.
I know it's a bunch of people that don't like that.
Now, I guarantee you when they hear this, they're like, what? These dudes are crazy. What kind of blah, blah, blah is that? So, the game that we posted, which was like circa like 2008 on the internet, shows a Klansman on one side and a hefty black woman on the other side.
Hefty.
Yes. Or a big country type woman on the other side. It has a comic book bubble on each side that says they leave their children. They're from white supremacists, racist whites, and black women. Mm-hmm. They both say these things, okay? Mm-hmm. They leave their children. They're thugs and liars. They ain't got no jobs. They don't go to work. They don't love no niggas. All right? Yeah. They're uneducated and stupid. Okay? It ain't no good men or no good niggas. No good niggas. And you can't trust them.
Yeah.
Okay? So, does anybody disagree with any of those right there?
No, I mean, anyone who does, they are part of it. Because you can look on social media, witness this, which is a huge part of the reason why I really backed off of social media, because sincerely cannot tell the difference. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same dialogue, it's the same terminology, same everything. As far as a lot of black women or white supremacists, you know what I mean? Like, and when you notice, since they love to bring up white women or whatever the case may be, you don't see any other race of women, for that matter, men and racial or demeaning, derogatory type of verbiage. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, there's a racist term for every race out there, but their women don't refer to their men that way. But even on national TV, on the television right now, I witness a black woman referring to a black man with the racial term.
Right. Remember Martin, when they was like, Tommy ain't got no job. Yeah. Everybody just laugh and stuff like that.
I mean, when did that become okay?
Yeah, when was that funny? Or you see a lot of memes on social media now from the younger generation claiming that, you know, their dad left them or something like that. Like I told in basketball, he come back in my life and then you see his dad dunking on him or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, wow, you know, like you're making jokes about something that's really, really deep and really bad.
And this is the part of the whole thing that chaps my eye. Women don't understand what they're doing to these children, having these children. They're just looking at these children as a paycheck. Like, no, we not. And no, we I'm gonna tell every last dude that's listening to this right now. You don't know the full story. If your daddy ain't been in your life, you don't know the whole story. And your mama ain't gonna tell you. Because it's gonna make her look bad.
Pretty much.
She's not gonna tell you. I've always explained it like this. When a woman has a child, because women love to be like, oh, he ain't there, or just like the thing say, he ain't nothing, he don't take care of children. There's always a good dude that died in a car accident, war, airplane, boat, whatever. Deserve to be taken care of after that, after the father's gone because he died in a tragic accident. So being that the children are left with the woman, this is what you're producing. You're producing these boys wearing pink, pants hanging off their butt, respect women, and then y'all love it. and you raise your little girls to love it, to get that bag and do whatever you need to do to get that bag. And then you look on social media and it's women, don't DM me with nothing else unless you talking about that bag, which means don't DM me unless you do services, get services. That's all it means.
Okay. So did you have something to add to that?
I mean, it makes perfect sense nowadays, and I started to realize years ago that the intelligent men, they don't really waste their time, in this circle of people. Opt out, they've already moved on. You know what I mean? Like, so when these people get together and they talk, whether it be social media, gather and they powwow together, demographic. And so when they come together and they talk about all of the propaganda, that they proclaim to have, we realize that they're talking about the man that they decided to entertain. Right. And we say, yeah, we agree. We can see that he's a piece of trash. Our question is, why did you date him and have his baby?
And do it several times after that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, side, when we make them accountable and we put them on the spot, crickets. Narrative, it's always compromising their integrity, as legend says. And they're just dishonest people. You know what I mean? And we learned here at BMV as of late that we don't have to waste our energy with people who are willing to compromise their integrity and just simply not be honest. So
what we're going to do right now is go further in it. We're going to take it bit by bit, and we're going to try to understand why these comparisons, why these cliches are shared by these two entities or these two types of people. First, we're going to go into the stereotype, which is a stereotype. It's a racial stereotype that black men abandon their children. This stat was based on, I think, a study by the CDC, which said that 72 to 80% of black children are born to unwed mothers. On this study, we're like, okay, if they're born because family is family, unwed mothers, that must mean the father left. So they falsely deduced that the fathers abandoned the family. They could not fathom at the time that out there being loose and making bad decisions.
Right.
All right. They saw, let's just say, racist whites, Margaret Sanger, founder of Planned Parenthood, saw this opportunity a long time ago and decided to capitalize off it by making an abortion clinic to help get rid of black people. Okay. Anybody with children, I don't know anyone who just straight up abandoned their kids. Everybody who I know is in their kids some type of way. And we dug up some statistics. Dead at this whole thing. CDC updated their numbers, and we find that white and Hispanic and black fathers, that black fathers are more likely to feed or eat meals with their children daily. 70% of black men said that they bathed and diapered or dressed their children daily, as opposed to 60% white and 45% Latino. And that's 8 children ages under 5. So just seeing some of these stats, why would they lie? Why would they say that this isn't true? Because I know, due to the family court system, who gives 97% of custody to women, that's not abandoning the family, is it? Pushed out of the family.
It ain't abandoning the family. And unfortunately, I have the pleasure of debating these facts with a lot of women that are have psychology degrees, and it's just a never-ending battle. And where did stat come from? Who said it and who did? I'm like, where do you think they're not keeping stats when people go to doctor on STDs and all that? and the Sisters Bureau, and all, you don't think all these people keeping stats? When you go get checked for, to them about it, but a female friend of my friend is a gynae, and she is sick and tired of taking Medicaid because that's the urban people's let's say it like that. She's sick and tired of taking those people because she's tired of breaking the news to them that they have AIDS or 7 STDs all at one time, and the boyfriend is sitting right there and she can't tell him. So she said she don't take them no more. So
there's a dark side to this recklessness.
It's a big old dark side, and funny, and I laugh at it, and I hate laughing at misery because I don't want to ever, I like happy stuff, and that's just it, laughing at misery, but I laugh at it how somebody will set themselves up listening to other women. So you gonna let another woman tell you that men and women ain't supposed to? What we supposed to do?
Yeah, I think that it is the biggest betrayal in history of anything, because if you look at other races, they are pretty much
living their life.
Back.
They live their life.
But if you're a female and the man did not leave you, because I've seen documentaries, we talked to some of the brethren, their father left them. I have a friend of mine that said their mom told him that their father killed himself, so don't ever go look for him. And then he found out when he was grown that he was still somewhere out there. Didn't even know he was alive. You know what I'm saying? This is the biggest betrayal, not only of the children, our counterpart. Our back, we're supposed to have their back. Mm-hmm. But they're out here. The racist white man is saying, or the racist whoever is saying, they make babies and they make babies like rabbits and they don't never take care of them. And we have our sisters. Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. But we have stats right here. And it's a good thing you brought up stats, because whenever you look at stats, you have to look at who did the stats and what type of motivation would they have for you to believe the stats.
Right.
So if you see stats from the CDC or something like that, it's their job to get these stats. They're not trying to influence you one way or another. Okay. So, I think it's the biggest betrayal that they would back this up. Mm-hmm. They know that you didn't leave the children. Yeah, but she knows that she got custody of the children in court, and you're supposed to pay child support, and you only get 2 out of 4 weekends of the month to see your child.
Yeah, I mean,
that's not abandoning your child.
Yeah, 2 things resonate with me. Number one, it's the guy abandoned the family, whatever, when he's paying you child support every month. 2, I can't imagine being in a situation with either one of you. People for centuries on end are killing us, hanging us, raping us, beating us, having us work 20 hours a day, just doing anything possibly to us. Fast forward barely 50 years.
Same thing.
I turn right around and run to these same people who have been enslaving us and use them to take our child away from you. Pay me every month a certain amount, have them lock you up and take away your freedom. So any black woman, and when it comes to other races, they don't have our history in this country. So I'm talking specifically to black people right now. Play both sides, and I consider black women as double agents. Both sides. We know our history. So for you to turn right around and run to our oppressors and use them, black men, at any capacity, there's nothing you could say.
Treason. That's
because
betrayal.
It's all on you. And I'm talking to black women. It's all on you.
And they don't
whether you chose a dirt bag, whether black woman, you're the dirt bag yourself. Know what you're getting into. Now, I could see if this system said, okay, he's not able to, contribute to the child, whatever the case may be. Okay, cool. We'll put him in a work program. and would be lined up, to run to the system because the system ultimately is going to help. But it's the complete opposite.
Right.
They are threatening men with jail time, like you said earlier,
Take your
they're taking their
away.
license. Basically, how does any of this help? And it's not like women,
it helps them.
and it's not like women do not have the knowledge of this. They know this to happen. So what that highlights is that they don't care about their kids, the fathers, and they don't care about how it's going to psychologically influence the child
Right.
when a kid gets older. Right. They don't care about any of this. And you run into these same people who are, in some cases, shooting black men, and people who we have this history with as far as slavery goes. You run into these same people to do this. So, in my opinion, when we come to this type of discussion, when we're trying to ultimately fix this solution, they have no place at the table. And I'm not, and I always wonder why no one ever calls out Oprah.
I call her. I've been calling Oprah out for a long time.
She's a billionaire.
Goon's gonna come and shoot us up.
She's a billionaire, whatever the case may be. God forbid if something happened to her today.
Brains and chains. No.
I mean, what has she done for her own people?
She always loves to bring up the school that she opened up over there where all the little girls were getting raped
on the daily. The one that failed.
She will always bring it up. She will always bring it up.
Just a side note, she tried to install feminism in a place where it could not survive. Yeah. That's why it didn't survive. Mm-hmm. Out there, women are supporters of the men who go out and provide. You tried to put them in school that doesn't support or provide for anybody. The case out here in America. But anyway, that's tangent. What I wanted to do was I wanted to read this tweet by somebody named Honey Marie. Make sure that you go ahead and let her know how you feel. Okay, and her opinion on this is, what fathers fail to realize is no matter what y'all say, women have the right to do whatever they want with the child. Have no legal rights. Stuff like make you miss plays, holidays, birthdays. Effing with me, you will miss a whole lifetime. Some of us actually mean it when we say it's gonna hurt you more than it hurt me. Like abandonment.
That is satanic.
Yeah, that's very, very evil. And you know who really suffers from this? It's the child.
The child.
Yep.
I didn't know that it was gonna be so fast. When we started doing the show in 2006, I was like, pretty soon we're gonna see the results of this. And bam, in like 5-6 years, it was here. People was wearing pink shoes. People didn't. Women were having daddy issues and being loose in the street. Men didn't know how to handle life as a man. Locked up and doing things because they caught it from the media. But yeah, that's the biggest betrayal. And we're gonna move in. Black men are either dead or in jail.
Both, yes. A lot of things take place in jail that most people don't know. If you want to know, talk to somebody that's been locked up before. People could call it conspiracy theory or whatever, but they got dudes in there working, making some of them wood floors that y'all got in y'all house, cabinets, all type of stuff, and they cutting on them lifers, them people that's on death row. They experimenting on them. 24-hour lockdown. You in the same room. You're gonna go crazy.
Where's the thing?
You're gonna go crazy. It's all experiments that go on, and then people, you don't know what you're talking about. I love the people that say you don't know what you're talking about, but they ain't got no facts. But
here's the thing, though. This is another racial stereotype.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, we have to ask of a good black man is. If you think that good black men are gay or dead or in jail,
no, it's the man that does whatever the heck they want him to do. That's their definition.
Well, no. If we're just gonna take this one at a time. If they think that they're dead or in jail, then their definition of a good black man is somebody who was living risky enough to dead or in jail.
Okay, and they still choose them.
Yeah, this is who they think a good black man is just by saying that. Real recognize real. So, is the result of that, if it's true, mass incarceration, or is it mass fatherlessness? Young men that don't know how to make money or navigate through life as a man. Because if you're a father, you've done it already. So it's on you to pass on what you've learned. So I went and I dug out some statistics. out of 2.8 million blacks that are, well, the whole stereotype is that there are more jail than there are in college, which is absolutely false.
Which is irrelevant anyway.
And here's the thing, but it's set up there as a racial
Yeah.
stereotype for racists to
Right.
say
It's a
that
jab at us.
here's the thing, that we're savages, we're mostly in jail than trying to get educated, right?
Mhm.
So 2.8 million black males ages 20 to 30, 919,000 are in college, as opposed to the 827,000 that are in prison. Now, you might say, the 827,000 men in jail are ages 18 to 100 and up. Small part of 20 to 30-year-old college age black men,
Mhm.
okay, versus everybody in jail.
Right.
So why, so why is you think that they perpetuate this racial stereotype?
It's a deflection. It's a deflection to people not place the focus where it should be, which is on them. And it's secondary. You know what I mean? Because all of this had to stem from somewhere.
Mhm.
And I've said it once before that when you look at society, you're looking at the decision, especially you're looking at the decision of the black woman. Statistically proven, children do better from a two-parent home, right? Okay, now here we are, 2018. We have a situation where we're probably in the worse off now than we've ever been, especially as a community. But when you have women who have changed the narrative, even when it comes down to education, education is not for bragging rights. Education is simply to give you a better quality of life.
Right.
It has nothing to do with love or who you start a family with or anything like that.
Right.
It doesn't even guarantee you money.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially if you've learned what I've learned in the past year or two about education, that's a whole different topic in itself.
Right.
But just because you're educated doesn't mean you're successful. It doesn't mean you're better than the next person. You know, because ultimately everyone is educated about something.
Mhm.
And frankly, if I traveled for 10 years and you went to the top school for 10 years, I'm way ahead of you.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, and we're both educated in our own
Right.
way. But getting back to the stats, this is a reflection talking about their own children.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, black men are men, period. We are survivors. We're inventors, we're creators, we're problem solvers. So what you see, black men, no one has it harder in this country than us. Really, it's no comparison, and no one will argue that besides black women.
Right.
You know, but they're a double minority, so I don't know how they have it harder than us. It's not even a comparison. So for us to still be where we are right now is a testament to true strength.
Yeah.
But for them to try to reinforce this propaganda, again, it just highlights the hypocrisy and the fact that they're just not smart people. You know what I mean? Because even if this were true, they're talking about their own children. They're talking
Right.
about their own children that they produced and that they raised. And whenever we tell them, okay, yeah, a lot of guys don't have direction. They can't put two sentences together, whatever the case may be. What woman raised them? Place that product out into the world. And again, crickets.
And you know, that reminds me of a YouTube video that we did. The title on blackmanvent.com is called "At What Point Become the Enemy of Society?" Like when your son grows up, when he does nothing, dude. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? When does he come from? Oh, he's so cute. Yeah.
As soon as he starts getting educated.
So, you know, I think that they support that racial stereotype to justify their bad choices in men. Like, you know, with feminism and the welfare system, picking out a good man like it was back in the day, you had to have a man because he was a meal ticket. Women didn't have a lot of opportunity like they have now. So now you could pick any type of guy you want and still make money and survive. when back then they had to pick a good guy or they were going to die.
Yeah, jokes on them to believe that men can be substituted with a check.
Yeah.
You know, and also we have to do away with that narrative that they're not choosing the right type of men. They're choosing good men. It's not the men, it's the women.
Yeah.
Women do not know how to be wives,
And
you know what I mean? Let alone even good people. You know what I mean? Like the conduct and the standard of women has, how do you say the country has plummeted?
it has plummeted again.
I mean, completely. When is the last time you've had just you've conversed profoundly with a female, that she's giving you advice or any type of wisdom that has benefited you greatly in your life? A woman that you've had a personal interest in, you know what I mean? Like, let's just be honest about it. So when they talk about engaging in conversation and all of this, it's like, for what? You know what I mean? There's really no benefit in engaging in conversation, because here at BMV, we've learned that in most cases, women can get a man based on how they look, but the relationship or marriage fails when a man discovers who she is. I mean, because self-centeredness, anytime you have someone who comes to the table telling you what you need to do
for
them, it's like, well, who are you? You know what I mean? Do you have a youth fountain? You got a cure for cancer? And like, really, like, what is the benefit here? Tell you something like companionship or whatever, something you can get from a dog or a cat or something. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you what it is, and it's a female that I know actually thinks it's privilege enough for you to do whatever. And I'm gonna tell a bunch of you women out here, men can be old as dirt. As long as they have a little bit of money, they can acquire what they want.
Yeah.
You women, on the other hand, are just like milk. The milk will go bad.
Milk's going bad.
And I don't want no a brand new bag of chips that got a hole in it. The freshness is gone. Stop acting out. Y'all running around here acting like y'all a fresh bag of chips. Y'all ain't no fresh bag of chips. You think men don't see this?
I said,
right.
Yeah, open bag of Cracker Jacks.
Don't nobody want no stale Cracker Jacks.
Right.
Nobody want that.
Box all over, prize all gone.
For whatever reason, these women out here, they do it to us and then they turn around and do it to themselves. I've seen black women set other black women up for complete failure.
Yeah.
Just so that they can keep the attention on them, or so that, that woman will choose the lesser than, and then the woman will destroy a good dude and then wonder why it's a bunch of damaged men out here that don't know how to, they just don't. I've been in men's houses installing cable, and it'd be a dude sitting there watching a family video because his wife done just divorced him. She don't want nothing to do with him no more. He can't see the children. He just watching videos. I've seen men just torn apart. Well, women think it's a game or something out here. And then, like we say, and what we will always say, suffer from this. Children need to see the dynamics between man and woman, so they can, when they grow up, know how to behave also. Because when children come out, they're innocent. They don't know nothing. Right. Everything they see, everything they hear are to learn. It's just like it's fast, because I know there's so many people from Jamaica, Spanish people, and all that stuff, and I think about it all the time. When baby come, and Real Jamaican just had a baby, y'all.
Congratulations,
and,
Real Jamaican.
Congratulations.
And the baby come, they don't know they don't know the language. Whatever language you speak around them, and when they're able to talk, they will speak that language. Mm-hmm. So y'all women, this is one of the reasons why I do the show. Y'all can't keep saying that it's somebody else's fault, because whatever they're being taught, that's what they do.
Right.
I got it from you.
I mean, kids are born with a certain level of intelligence. Like, kids are born knowing how to swim. Water, they lose that skill set.
Yeah, I never knew that.
So yeah, I mean, you're born with a certain level of intelligence, but when you look at the standard of, and it's a gold diggers list. You're talking about education. You're talking about
financial security,
whatever. Like, show me when someone being educated
benefit.
Show me when that equated them to being someone worthy of starting a family with because they have an education or because they have a great job.
They did their
Great that they
homework.
have these things. These are personal achievements. This has nothing to do with a person's character. You know what I mean? So, and again, everyone wants a good life, whatever that means to you. But the things that they look for and that they seek, they're obviously delusional to believe that this has anything to do with someone who has a good character, someone that you can actually build a friendship or a life with based on the qualifications or the qualities that they look for. So again, it just makes no sense. But the black community, for the most part, has adopted the ideology of a black woman. And this is why you see black men spazzing out, can't check their emotions and stuff like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is why you see this type of behavior because, like, make up your mind. Which one is it? You want to be black. You want to act the way you want to act. Do whatever you want to do. You want everyone to accept it. But at the same time, you want equal treatment as regular, normal people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Who are not playing the race card or whatever the case may be. But I realized a while ago that the intelligent brothers, they opted out a while ago.
Yeah.
They got it. They took off a long time ago. So the gig is up at this point. You know what I mean? And Legend, we talked about it before. Nothing is going to be resolved from black men and women coming to a table having a discussion.
That's one of the points on the back.
Okay.
But let's bring it on back to the stereotypes. About 6-7 shows what we just went through right there. You know what I'm saying? And I know that went over a lot of people's heads, and we're gonna get back to that. Okay. So and recently, in a December 17, 2017 report states that black unemployment is at the lowest since 2000. It's at 7.3%. Now, take that with a grain of salt because they don't count people who exhaust their unemployment. So, but seeing as though it's that low, that means at this point in time, there's not a people unemployed than there was before. The type of men that these women like today don't seem to be hardworking. It's like if you're not rich, then you're not anybody.
Yeah, but again, that how the children are raised, and if the women, if you have the children, this is what you are raising.
Yeah, we touched on that, but it's like the average black man doesn't count. Like, let's just say the dudes out there on the poles in weather doing Comcast. People that work outside all day.
98% of the day.
This guy right here.
I'm just throwing out. That's why I had to step out for a second. And I'm just throwing out.
But it's like if you're not fronting and flossing, like, because I know a bunch of brothers that's out there. I got a Gucci belt. I got this, and that, and they don't really have no jobs or don't have any type of ambition to be anybody or anything. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that you got to be rich or whatever, but if they have their eyes on these guys who are actually moving society forward, that are doing things up. Like I tell the brethren all the time, if you got up today, if you paid your rent, if you going to work early in the morning, you are winning, dude. A lot of people won't do that, can't do that, and they can't have a higher quality of life. Okay? And there's no way you should be looked over, but these guys are being looked over for the lazy people. And once again, if the racist said that y'all lazy, my man lazy, so yeah, they lazy.
Yeah, and then the media says it.
But the media says it. I was right. So I got a lazy man who don't do nothing, but his swag is on point.
And women choose these guys basically for their own benefit. You can control a dude that with no ambition, that's lazy.
And most of those men come without standards.
Yeah,
they don't hold the women to any type of standard.
Ain't got no nothing. So a woman can tell them to move and how high and jump this and do this and that and the other. That's why they keep choosing. You can't tell me you women are out here choosing the same type of individual over and over again. And now you looked up and you're 50 and you're still talking about men are all the same, but you didn't chose these men for 50, I ain't gonna say 50 years. What's that, 30 years?
Yeah, about 30.
It being changed
30
for
plus.
30 plus years. You didn't kept choosing the same type of individual over and over again. And it's basically because media and society tells you should be a certain type of way. So you get a man to stroke your ego that way.
You're homeless.
Oh yeah, or you could be homeless, but you know,
Yeah.
He'll be real good, especially now when it's cold. But
I mean, two things, you know, and real quick, country. If I Quest 07 controlled and how much you work or not, and your woman knew this, but yet I really don't like you. So when you come to me for work, I'm like, nah, you know, I really don't like you. You're kind or whatever. Nah, I'm good. Judges you based on my decision about you. Is that fair?
no, of course not.
That's for all the pro-blackers out there.
Yeah, but they don't
You know what I
believe
mean?
it exists. They believe in this mystical power that
Yeah.
people are supposed to hold.
Right.
That's supposed to take precedence
So
over
yeah,
that.
so they judge black men based on a society that has been built on our oppression. It is real. You know what I mean? We don't have a fair shot like everyone else. We got to work extra hard and do extra things to get it done, but we make it look easy.
yeah, we make it look real cool.
Number two, well, all men, they learn their craft themselves from their father. You know what I mean? And when you take this element away from him, this
Big
is what you
time.
get.
Yeah.
Big time.
This is what you get. So if any father, if any man mistreated women, you know, he just cursed them out, treated them any way possible, just dogged them out. Females will be quick to say, "Oh my God, he's not fit to raise a daughter if he had a little girl," based on how he treats women. See women the way they treat men every day. They treat us like crap. We're not important. We're second-class citizens. How are they fit to raise a son?
Right.
That is my question. So what are they doing if they treat men the way that they treat men every day? They won't even approach us, and they say it proudly. What are they doing to their sons?
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a show on.
I mean,
a lot of damage.
It's on full display. You know what I mean? So they don't realize that the psyche that is creating in their sons' minds. You know what I'm saying? As to what these little kids are growing up and how they're growing up.
I think they're thinking about that, dude.
So
And that's a show that we're gonna have to do. Those are some excellent points that it's gonna get some gears turning and some heads.
It's over with.
Yeah. So they also brag about how black men are uneducated. So if you've seen, I'm pretty sure everybody has seen the video so far of the black women saying there's not enough eligible men for us. They're in jail, or they're not educated, or they don't match up to us, and our pickings are very slim.
Yeah, they're not making a certain amount, basically.
Yeah, they're not making a certain amount. They can't match me. But a black man that complete degree as opposed to 46% black women, and this is in it. That is pretty very close. It's like 11%. And I just want you to know that in the face of smart black men being basically shamed and said that they're not cool, smart guys don't get the girls. Was back in the day, they don't get the girls. This is when the girls are rewarding the bad guys. Okay, this is when society was being prejudiced against this young man. This is when scholarships, as all this women's empowerment stuff, scholarships for them because they're double minority. They're a minority, and women are considered a minority now. So there's a lot more opportunity for scholarships for them. And smart women, we don't care if they're smart or not. If they're beautiful and they're nice, we're going. We don't care if they got if they're rich or not. We're going.
And also, a lot of these sons are being emasculated by their moms.
Right. So and that's how simps are created. Yeah. So if you look at just our culture in general, I don't see, like when we were growing up, 90s hip hop, being intelligent, being very conscious, was the thing to be. Drugs and stuff was the opposite. That was whack.
Self-destruction.
Yeah,
self-destruction. Remember that?
Yeah, I argue with this one kid. We at work, we try to get him on the right track, and he loves to bring up things that we used to do in the past. I know, because he coming there with the tight pants, and these ain't skinny jeans, they skinny slim. I'm like, it's the same thing, man. It's the same thing. No, these are stretch ones. What? So
the thing about it is, what the point that I'm trying to get across is that being employed to the utmost is not encouraged for men as much as it is for women.
Sorry, Legend. I don't know. They have what is it? Skinny Slims.
Yeah, they have Skinny Slim. They have Skinny Slim.
I'm serious, people. I did not know.
They have Skinny Slim. They have Skinny Slim.
What's the difference?
The stretch.
It ain't really no difference.
For men?
Yes, for men.
Okay.
They have the skinny jean,
All
and
right.
then they have the skinny. They have the slim, and then the slim.
I'm sorry,
straight
Legend. Go ahead.
I ain't never knew it had to be this many.
Man.
Degrees
we
of pants.
we saw it a little while ago when we saw these young boys growing up without a frame of reference to be a man.
Yeah.
You seen when Cameron came out with the pink thing.
Mm-hmm.
There was no fathers in the house saying not manly. And I remember when I used to live in Richmond Park and the little boy that was out there, pink Chucks.
I don't remember that.
And I was like, oh my God. He was obviously like a little nerdy cat. He had glasses and all of that. But he was like, I'm gonna be cool by wearing hot pink Chucks.
Yeah. And you know what? Women get down on me because you can nice in pink.
Right.
And I always debate with them over it, and they, you're crazy. I don't drink pink lemonade. I don't chew pink gum.
And I
don't do nothing pink. It's only
gum.
one pink thing that I mess with, and y'all can figure that out from here on.
Okay.
But no, man can wear another. I'm like, no. Just like I don't know why I can't remember his name because I'm a car dude, but he posted something up with his nephew. I sent it to Quest and Legend.
What? Oh,
and he was saying on Christmas, like, what are you doing in this dress? Boys don't wear princess dresses. The gay community had a field day with him. And I don't understand why everybody else on earth can say what they want to say, but we can't say what we want to say.
Right.
Like, that's not right. And this is the way I feel about it. Like, I don't have, and before anybody get it twisted, I don't have no problem with that. Do your thing over there. You ain't got to be over here with me.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Do your thing. But as children, I don't care if they're gay or whatever. You need a certain set of tools. Now, when you get older, right now you have to get these tools to be a little girl or little boy or whatever until you get older, and then you can do whatever you want. You can wear as many princess dresses that you feel like you want to wear. But right now, you about to get this tool set.
Right.
And here's the thing about that. If there's no frame of reference for a man, then they have to reach out and find it somewhere else. There's an emasculation going on that women think that it's funny. A lot of dudes that is just too dumb to realize it's happening to them. The dude wore a pink shirt to work. And I was like, you got a pink shirt on, do what you're doing. Oh, I'm secure. What's the thing? I'm secure in my masculinity.
A real man,
but he noticed that he got the most compliments every time he wore this pink shirt. Now, when you don't get a lot of compliments all the time, you're going to try to do things to get more compliments. So if they want you to wear a wig, a dress, or whatever, and you get more compliments, you're going to do that. But I asked today's women, after you finish emasculating our boys, who are supposed to grow up to men, who is going to protect you? This is going to protect you.
They feel that they can do it.
Please, man.
That's why I say they feel that they can do it. And, I always make the joke.
They're going to learn real quick.
No, I know it. I always make the joke about an intruder coming into the house. Is everybody going to sit there and cry? You got to do it. You can raise a feminine man, and everybody's just going to say, what? You're going to send the woman, baby, go get that. And you're going to send the woman to go check out the noise. That ain't.
Yeah. I mean, so much damage has been done. It's over with, man. I mean, for anyone to sit there and say that there is hope, anyone who still believe there's hope, they are now part of the problem too. And I say that to say this: whenever you're in a relationship with someone and you have something that is destroying the relationship, you got a certain window to correct that before it's too late.
Before too much
and if you have a person who's continuing on like everything is okay, be fine, everything will be fine. It gets to a certain point where that person also,
right?
And that's where we are right now. For anyone who still believes that something great can come out of where we are right now, they are delusional.
Right.
It's over with. There is no coming back. From where we are right now.
So
coming back from
it. Basically, how do we expect men to grow up with the honor and morals of a good man with
They don't
his
care.
frame of reference is removed.
Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah, I don't think they care about that. I think they care about what they're gonna wear to the club on Friday more.
Yeah, they got their own definition of what a good guy is.
And
All men in communities, it ain't your responsibility. So saying stuff to people, it stick, especially dudes. You can say whatever you want to do, it's gonna stick.
they at least gonna
It's
think
gonna
about
register
it.
at some point in time in their life. It may not register then, but it'll help them calculate and make better decisions in life down the line.
Mhm.
So anytime you see somebody saying something, it ain't your place. And then nowadays it's dangerous, especially in Chicago. You can't say something to everybody, you get popped. Say what you can when you can say it, the best way possible, especially to these little boys out here. And maybe they'll pick up on it later because they're not going to get it from their mothers. They're not going to get it. So they're going to have to go through life and gamble on just their everything to get it. And as black men, we don't get that many. We don't get that many shots, man. You
Nope.
either on a razor blade, you on thin ice the whole time. So
Yeah, the
one
mothers
false
can,
move and it's a wrap.
yeah, the mothers can teach their sons how to read a book and how to respect women. It goes.
I don't think they can teach them how to read a book.
You know-
I know so many women that cheat in college is retarded.
Men give their children the intangibles to survive in life, adversity, because how to handle adversity when you don't deal with it, especially on our level.
Mhm.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and for them, and for black women especially, to take that as if it's not important, for them to not value and appreciate that, what we bring to the table, and for them to try to reduce that to just what they call education or a job, that right there is insulting in itself.
It's an abomination. It is.
That is completely-
it's an atrocity.
Yeah, that is completely offensive. You know what I'm saying? We've protecting them, protecting our race, our communities ever since we've been here. You know what I mean? And for them to and then turn around and look at us, things that they do to us, that is the ultimate
Slap in the
disrespect.
face, disrespect. Well, we know. We've done a lot of research on this. We're not just coming off the top of the head with this. We've been doing this for over 10 years, and we found out why a lot of our women act the way they act. In Rice era, there was another movement being created by Gloria Steinem called feminism. And what feminism was that women deserve more equal rights. Women were basically housewives, and they basically had to do what their husbands said, or they couldn't get that meal ticket. Felt oppressed. And there were a group of women who said, we can get college degrees, we can get jobs, we don't need a man to control us. Have y'all ever heard this before?
Of course.
So what we found out was that a lot of our women, or black women, because they made it plain and simple to me that they're not our women. We don't own them. So in the past is that they don't need us. They're independent. When they were when this movement was going on, the feminist movement, not enough people were getting on board with it because it was kind of crazy. It was kind of anti-family. You know what I'm saying? It was breaking up tradition and the norms.
When you talking about when the baby boomers hit?
This was during the time. You know what I'm saying? So, with the advent or their recruitment of black women, it was at this time, and you can Google this. There are plenty of pictures of them out there saying that they are women first before they're any color.
Yeah.
And in us and the civil rights movement, not all of them, it was just beginning. But as you can see now, with the advent of welfare, that has taken place of the man in the family. If you're being taught this doctrine, I don't need no man, but then you have this extra income from the government coming in that replaces that man, but yet that man's influence and protection and family is interrupted. Then you start to plant the seed that ends up to where we are now.
Mhm.
This is why you have songs to the left or are you going to pay my bills, or this whole thing that we don't really need you. You're just a commodity. It'd be nice to have you, but we don't really need you. They even said the cliche. I don't need no man. I make my own money.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
A
You
man
just
is just
only
an
need a
ATM
man
machine.
just to have money?
So what
ATM
happens when
machine.
you get fired?
Which is really
It's past
delusional
Friday.
and ignorant as well, because they don't realize that the government assistants are utilizing programs that single men pay into.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's
if
our
you're,
money.
if you're a single man without kids, you pay the most taxes in America.
Love talking about it. Don't get it about
They don't have to get
how
it.
much. I know they don't have to get it. You cannot. I hate the word independent. You can't independently do nothing. Lived in the mountains. You can't independently do nothing because somebody put the mountain there. Somebody put the tree there.
And get you some
Right. You got to go into town
beef
and get
jerky.
and your feminine product, all that mess. You can't independently do anything.
Why
True.
would
I've
you
done
be
it all
proud
by.
to do that, you know?
I don't understand. That's just the way the system is set up to make somebody think that doing something by yourself
It's good.
Do
Or-
you women, do you consciously on this earth think it's something to be proud of by doing something by yourself or independently? Have you all say it? Which ain't no such. You can't independently do nothing.
Yeah.
You got to pay. Somebody got to write your check, because unless you print money, somebody got to write your check. Somebody got to okay everything it is that you do. So you're not independently doing anything. And I love to argue this with women, and then they have nothing to say after that. I'm like, some man is writing your check. I'm a CEO. Some man is writing your check.
Right.
All this man hating that you're doing, some man is writing your check.
Yep.
Yeah.
Government funded, some dude is writing your check. So all this man hating
So, but
stuff,
you know,
it's pointless.
It's the feminist influence that there's no man in the house. Like, remember when we did BMV TV, like episode 1, when I asked the female, like, there were some shootings here at this club. So if your man wanted you to stay home, would he be protecting you or would he be controlling you?
Yeah, I remember that.
And she thought
about it.
She thought about it real hard. You can see them gears burning, smoke coming out of her ears, and she said, "He trying to control me." If you cannot protect your family or your woman because she thinks with that feminist mindset that you're trying to take advantage, she don't need you. Men are the root of all evil. How do you protect and cultivate your family and your culture?
Great question. You can't combat that.
Yeah.
You got to go with those who believe and think as you do, those who get it. From Big Country's point, there is no such thing as independence. This is how programmed and delusional they are every single day. And it's like, okay, and like you were telling them, you can give them example after example, proof after proof. They're just wired that way. You know what I mean? And if you notice
that way.
Yeah. And I ask fellas all the time, I don't understand how you can date in this day and age because everything is premeditated. There's nothing genuine about dating someone anymore. You know what I mean? So how can you date someone who's coming to the table with this mindset? They're independent. They don't need you. Whatever, I don't know, ridiculous fantasy that they have projected in their mind, then they're going to treat you like whatever anyway.
Yeah, you're not worthy.
You know what I mean? So it's like, why even waste your time and energy? Premeditate. None of it really makes sense at all. But the fact that, it's so easy to pick them out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And one thing we've always talked about here at BMV, we are happy that they are so bold in their foolish ways.
Right.
That they're
easy
proud to show you
Yeah.
how delusional they are.
Right.
So you can move around them. You know what I mean? Because like Big Country was saying, man, we don't get 9 lives. You know what I mean? If you are involved with a female who means you no good, you're in trouble.
Yeah. Ain't no telling how far she's gonna take it to destroy you.
Yeah.
And coming back from that is hard. And women love to down the dude because when he got to rebuild because a woman done tore his life apart. Oh, you ain't got no car, you ain't got no house. Yeah, I had it, but the woman took it from me. So now you ain't worth nothing because you ain't got nothing because another woman took it from you.
Yeah, and for all these females saying you can't generalize, number one, yeah, we can. But number two, it doesn't matter if we generalize or not, because the women who are truly not what we describe here, you're not going to combat the women who have ruined the reputation of women.
Right.
You're not going to combat the women that
That's
have
big
ruined
time.
the credibility of women. You're not going to say, yep, you guys are right. Don't fit the description of what we're talking about right now will be quicker to than the women that they know that are out here
Doing this.
validating everything we're saying.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we don't care what you say. We don't care about your opinion. You can that not all crap, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like
affiliation.
all of that is history. That's yesterday's news. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, when they come like that, I peg them as one of them. Yeah, you part of the problem too, because there's no integrity with someone who would say, well, yeah, what they saying is true, but I'm still gonna just say not all
or change the narrative.
So what? I look at that like,
Try to get
okay,
the
not all the
spotlight.
stars are stars. You know what I'm saying? But point out which ones are, which ones are not. Let me know when you figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's no one's responsibility to figure out who's who. You know what I'm saying? That's their job to separate themselves. You know, to separate yourself from those who are dragging your reputation down. We're not here to be nice. We're not here to pat you on the back and whatever. Right is right, wrong is wrong.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So all this trying to dismiss the truth and then trying to discredit what's being stated, they see it. Everybody see it. Everybody knows what's going on, but I don't know how we got in this rut now where you can't say the obvious and people still go, he said 1 + 1 = 2.
Right.
Everybody know it already. You know what I'm saying? Why can't you just state the obvious? But you know what I'm saying? And this is my last point. Now let one of y'all go. Any woman can come on national TV right now. I don't care who she is, and just bash men until she gets tired.
Yep. They ain't gonna do
And
nothing to her.
the worst thing that's going to happen is she's going to get a round of applause. If any man comes on and says the same, it just says, hey, women need to be better wives to the husbands, or better women to their men. They need to be better moms to their kids. He will. His career's done.
Yep.
Over with. Just that simple. And that's where we are right now in 2018. And like I stated, nothing good can come from this. Coming back from any of this, so much damage has been done. How do you say it, big country? They screwed the pooch.
Yeah.
Screwed the pooch. I forgot to Google where that came from. Man. I'm scared to Google where screwed the pooch. Yeah, it's definitely bad. Yep. But here's some solutions or something that that we thought about this. This is not our first time talking about this. We've talked on panels and radio stations and everything, and people who tried to challenge our rhetoric. And because we looked at all angles of what we have been saying on the show and tried to discredit it, we don't want to sit up here and be wrong. So that's why we welcome anyone who wants to challenge us or set us straight on that. Okay, but here's where it seems like we are. When we're thinking about solutions, people say, well, why you ain't studying science, Rudy? You should be taking science. Nah.
Science, man. You always taking science, man.
If you could tell me what movie that's from,
I'll give you $5.
$5. All right, well, here it is. Simply just leave them alone. People who identify themselves as feminists, anti-family, they're proud to be independent. They're not good mothers. They're entitled and arrogant people.
Yep.
I don't care what color they are. Okay? And here's the thing. We've tried to express our discontent. We tried to explain our culture's dire situation. And okay? And she is totally ignorant to it. Fight to retain her ignorance.
Yep.
Okay. Now there has been people like we've seen teens twerking on Facebook or social media. Period. Somebody tried to write a letter to my job to shut me down. It's a good thing that I run my job. Well, I wouldn't have caught that. You know what I'm saying? And they basically tried to get me fired. I'm sitting up here saying that we need to be more family oriented. The bad people that are doing the bad stuff, we need to leave them alone. We need to do better. We need to stop doing this and that in order to better our cultures in a dire situation. They think that they're winning. They think because they have a job in nice clothes and nice wigs and nice girdles that they are on top of their game. All of these low-level, low-grade men are still chasing them. So they're doing great. This is all at the expense of Black culture. She puts her job and self-image over her family values. Families are separated and fragmented all throughout the Black community. If she has 1 or 2 baby daddies, there's a going to be screwing your cousin in the future because you don't know who your family is.
I'm sure that's already happening.
Yeah,
I'm sure you got brother and sister already sleeping with each other right now and don't even know it.
Nobody wants to talk about that. Okay, and this is the result of the recklessness. Yeah. Nobody wants to talk about this. Like Future rap about Xans and popping pills and all that. There is a worse than crack withdrawal from these drugs that nobody's talking about. Mm-hmm. And they'll get mad at us for talking about it. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you trying to ruin the fun. You know, so leave these people alone. They 100% do not want to take accountability for their part in culture's demise. So if you are a man of your worth, if you're intelligent, you know to disregard these people.
Yep.
What you have to do is you have to reach out. I don't care what race they are. Someone who respects men, values family values, respects men, knows their part in the family. They have the same view that you have.
Yep.
I'd be a great father. She wants to be a great mother. I want to be a great husband to a great wife. I want to build. I want a white picket fence. I want to buy a house. I want to send my kids through college. Now, if you're sitting right next to somebody who's important in that, because it's been, I'm a great man. You're a great man. I've been dissed because they wanted to wear stilettos and they would be the same height as me. Put these hooker shoes over your future. Okay, this is the type of people we dealing with. Okay, so I don't care if they black. I don't care if they white. They Hispanic, Middle Eastern. I like Middle Eastern women. Mm-hmm. You know, they're pretty nice. But whoever they are, don't waste your time anymore. Don't be like me. Okay, I wasted a long time waiting on a black woman to figure out and understand and learn her accountability so that we can have this beautiful black family and go on and cultivate our black culture. But then late in my life, I realized that they're not on the same page as me. Those. You guys have any solutions?
Solutions? I don't know. Take them out back. They will be shot. No. Just you have to leave them alone. I always try to tell people things like handle stuff in the book like a bully situation. Most people don't know how to do that. Entertain, not exist. So there's a lot of men out here that don't know no better because of how they were raised. And like the little dude at work, I was trying to tell him, like, dude, just trust me. Go outside of your box of this little turn-up thing you do every Friday and be broke on Monday and do something different. I guarantee you a bigger reward. So all the men out here, do something completely different, man. Don't let nobody tell you this what you're supposed to do because you're a black dude and you're supposed to put up with this, or you're a man, you're supposed to put up with this period and until we say you can breathe or whatever. Don't do that to yourself. Especially a lot of young dudes that were raised to, with the pro-blackness and the kufi dudes, can't nobody tell me. And just people will be rational. Per people were meant for just that group of people, and then that's it. And I like to argue with this. Anytime I see like racist people, I go in because 9 times out of 10 they won't combat me because I'm a little bit big. But I like to fight with them over racism. And I'm like, why are you? And they go in their little spiel, and I'm like, can I debunk that? I said I could put 20 of the finest women. I guarantee you, one of them you will be attracted to one of them. Vice versa. I said that proves.
Yeah.
If you don't like something, you don't like it.
Right.
But if your body reacting to it, I mean, you like it. There's no racism. It's all. Don't give energy to that mess. Energy to any of this mess out here, and it can't exist. You can't. If you keep feeding the dog gonna get bigger. Mm-hmm. And the dog gonna have more strength and more energy to bite you. Feed him. He ain't got no energy, ain't got no power, ain't got no nothing. So a lot of dudes out here, they're strung out on booty. booty than cause more death than cancer. Just, get a backbone, man. Go in the gym. It's a lot of us out here unhealthy. Get in the gym. Say that you shouldn't be doing because it's childish or whatever. Do what you like to do. You want to play the game, play the game. You want to go to the gym, go to the gym. If somebody that actually cares about you will not take what gives you pleasure away from you.
True.
Do what you want to do.
Yeah, Big Country, that's a valid point. You know what I mean? And to be honest, the whole racism ordeal, most of us really have no clue what race we are anyway.
Right, and that's the other thing.
And that goes for everybody of all different colors of skin. We lost that knowledge a long time ago. You know what I mean? We go off a different term that they taught us in school at some point. And even that's bias.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
And like I stated, I've been doing a lot of research myself, and I come across some stuff that's just mind blowing. Well, to the point where I don't even watch news anymore.
I don't either.
So
you can't anymore.
So yeah, I mean, a lot of this is just. I mean, you have to ask yourself and speak, especially these women. Who does it benefit? You know what I mean? What is the end game of what this person is telling you, what they're communicating to you? And you ask yourself, okay, if I did the same thing or stated exactly what they're stating to me, they wouldn't like it.
No.
You know what I mean? If you had the same expectations of them that they have of you, if you treated them exactly how they treated you, how would the situation manifest? It wouldn't. Because, I mean, heck, you never even get to know each other's name because they don't approach you. We will be two people not even talking to each other. Right. Because the most they'll do is, how do they say, make themselves available? Whatever that means. Another narcissistic statement, whatever the case may be. So to the fellas out there, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. The worst thing you can do is try to live up to a standard that a woman creates because she's not perfect. Self, you know what I mean? Keep your integrity and just build your life. You know what I mean? Whatever you believe in, whether you're Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, Catholicism, whatever it is, if it makes you a better person, so be it. Yep. Stick to it, you know what I'm saying, and just trust the path. And the right woman will come along, because we all want to be with someone. That's how God designed us. I believe that. We're designed to be with, a woman with a man. The main issue is the black women are just not raised to be wives. Have a job, education and their career, which is completely okay. But don't come back and try to say something is wrong with us because you don't value us. You know what I mean? And that's my problem with it. But so, fellas, if you understand this in a woman, you can't make her be something she has not groomed to be. Making Walter Payton and trying to make him Michael Jordan, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? This is not what she's fit for. So understand that. Understand what the company you keep, and just don't second guess yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't trade in your integrity for someone give a crap about you anyway.
Right. Yeah. So in closing remarks, I think that we've went through the differences or the similarities of black women in the KKK, and how they share a lot of cliches. How, I don't know if they unknowingly force these racial stereotypes or they're doing it just to save face. Like I could see a woman who picks a lot of thugs or just guys that aren't fit for fatherhood or whatever. And then when the racist stereotype comes along and say, hey, they like, yup, mine left me. You know what I'm saying? But deep down inside, knowing that, you know what I'm saying? And I know the number one question is going to come up. Well, what about the guys? Don't the guys have some problem? Don't they have some? Well, here's the thing, ladies, that you have the choice. You are the cornerstone of the family. One who decides who's going to be a father and who's going to be a husband. Okay? We can only females that choose us. Men come to women with their presentation. Hey, I'm such and such. I'm so and so, and you could be like, nah, or you could be like, okay. And this is why they don't approach anything because they could just sit back and say, yeah, you, nah, not you. Yeah, you, what? Yeah, okay. And back in the day, we was like, well, how can they be like choosing 7 bad guys in a row?
Right.
Like that's like statistically highly unlikely.
Yeah, it's improbable.
So
dude.
then, yeah, so then we logically deduce that you like these type of guys that are ill prepared men that you make fathers. So with that, you and say, hey, you gonna be my girlfriend. Cause I would have did that to Halle Berry a long time before we found out she was crazy. But and that's how it is. Okay. If you pick a bad guy, and there are tons of really bad men out here. We are not going to deny that. And whenever we see one, we're going to call them out. Unlike you guys, if you see a bad woman, you ain't going to say nothing. That's why you're guilty by association.
Yep.
So, that's why men really don't factor into this demise of our culture. Okay. Now, if you married or had a baby with someone who was a great man, he's going to pass his greatness on to his children. They're going to pass their greatness on to their children. Will flourish and become great. But if you choose a loser, he's going to pass his loserness to his children. He can't protect y'all in jail. He can't protect y'all by doing illegal stuff. Just last night, I'm not going to tell you who it is, but I was gaming with a bad parent. And it was like 11 o'clock at night. And he was like, man, I need some ice for my drink. Yo, if y'all go downstairs and get some ice, but if you could do it, I got some candy for you. I was like, that is bad parenting. But somebody saw that he was a great guy and they made this guy a father. Okay. Mm-hmm. And he just passed that on. And then you wonder why, our children come up the way they come up. You know what I'm saying? So, and the other thing I want to say in closing remarks is that you will see who are protesting that Black Lives Matter on a black man in a minute.
Yep.
You're trying to tell me all of the same system they're protesting against, they get money from it and child support. The system, period, for women all across America, they're the muscle. Now, we saw today, there was a video of in Chicago pulling up on this dyke, and she was like, oh, she got a gun, y'all. Did y'all see this?
Mm-hmm.
You sent it to me.
I saw it.
She got a gun, y'all. What she gonna do with that gun? What she gonna do? You ain't gonna do nothing. And the girl shot her. Bow. Shot her right in the arm. She's like, oh my God, she shot me. I can't believe she shot me. All right. So here's the thing, man. I mean, you can talk like she talked to her to a man, because a man knows that if I do something, they're going to hang me.
Yep.
But if you talk that junk to another woman, she thinks I got the system on my side. She got the system on her side. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. If you say, yo, she was up on my car. I thought she told me she was going to blow me down, whatever. It doesn't matter.
So did you breathe on her shirt? Yeah, I breathed on them, though. That's how she got the abrasion. Let's go.
So the case on us just by pointing the finger. And they have. You know what I'm saying? I got plenty of videos of that.
Times. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like clockwork. They used to come to the house if you had a domestic dispute, throw the dude in jail. Now, the dude's got a record now. Is it gonna be for him to get a better job to provide for y'all?
To have a life, period.
To have a life, to provide for his children like he should. When we got our own people throwing us in a can. I know when a lot of our youth or clients or whatever get into it, the last thing we want to do is call the police on them because they don't need another case.
Right.
But to anybody talk all this mess, you ain't gonna do nothing, blah blah blah. I'll push you in your head and muff you and all that. And if you do anything, you're gonna get a case and you just gonna be another black man in jail. Yep. Nobody cares.
That's why I play my game. I Control my temper.
Yep. And you brought up a good point, Legend. I mean, if any one of us got a woman pregnant, we could jump for joy and say, yes, we're about to be a father. She could say, no, you're not. I'm going to get an abortion. And there's nothing we can do about it.
Nothing we can do about it.
I remember that episode on Roseanne where Dan got pissed with Roseanne. His opinion on what it is he wanted to do about the baby, and this was their kids were already grown and gone to college, out of the house, and he was like, "What you mean? What you want me to do? My opinion. If I tell you to get rid of the baby, no, I'm not gonna get. Well, what'd you ask me for?" And they got in this big fight, and that's when the show stopped because they separated. And after that, and a lot of people didn't see that, but it don't matter. Make a better decision. I know. Tempting, but make a better decision.
You want to get caught in this system.
Don't get caught. It ain't and it's
worked out
left,
for very few.
They throwing it left and right. It's all over social media, all over TV and everything. Yeah. So it's training your mind.
It's a trap.
Yeah. So take control of yourself.
Nowadays, there's someone asking you to go to a party, but telling you have to put on a bulletproof vest to go.
That doesn't sound like fun to me.
That's pretty much the comparison.
Some of the ladies put on bulletproof.
Yeah, they put them on. So can't breathe all night.
Well, that's it for us this week. Today's show was kind of deep. And for people who never experienced Black Men Vent before, we encourage you to come check us out, blackmenvent.com. Watch our videos. Follow us on Twitter at Black Men Vent. Interact with us on Facebook at Black Men Vent TV, and also check us out on IntellectualRadio.com every Thursday at 9:00. Letting us go today. Thank you for Tiffany Thigpen. Condolences go out to her. She had a loss, so we were allowed to go extra time this week. So thank you, everybody, and we're looking forward to your feedback. And thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. All right. Have a good week. Peace.